Campers! Hey campers, welcome back to Camp Insomnia. I am your head camp counselor, Zachary.
I am your head camp counselor, Devin. Hello.
Hello everybody, we are a paranormal and true crime podcast. And welcome to camp. And if you're new, girl, you picked a podcast. And if you're coming, and if you're a regular, I mean, girl, you the homie. You made it this long. You're still listening to us. God damn.
I know. What are we in? We're in like the 70s now for our episodes.
Yeah. We're about to be in the 80s soon. That's gonna be wild.
Holy shit.
Ooh, it's in the wild. 80 different stories.
It really is though.
Yeah.
I mean. Fuck, that's a lot of talking.
It is. Hi campers. It's still really hot and humid. We're both, well, it's humid where I'm at. It's more dry where Devin's at. It's just fucking hot. So, still sweating.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, sorry, excuse me.
No,
hot,
it's okay.
And it's making us tired too for the heat.
Making us loopy. Hi campers. So any updates in my life? Well, my mom and my sister are going to come visit next year to Canada. Congratulations. Woo. And there was something else I was going to mention. Devin's birthday is coming up. Well, it already passed by the time this episode comes out, so happy belated birthday. And
thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay. Let's see. I mentioned him before. Camper Matthew. Matt. Mm-hmm. We call him Matthew Lynn. He promoted and then transferred from our store to be promoted, but now he's coming back, rightfully home. To us, to his family.
To his family where he belongs.
Where he belongs. And then him and I will rule again as the LGBT, the lesbian gay dream team. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
That's what we call ourselves, because, I mean, we're the ones that recover the store the best. Mm-hmm. We clean up real well.
Oh my god, that's what I was gonna say. Well, congratulations to Lynn, Matt Lynn.
Matthew Lynn, yes. Uh-huh.
And also, my costume for Halloween is coming together, and and it's really terrifying. And I have decided, and I know none of my friends listen to my podcast.
Oh my god!
But I know they don't. I know they don't. Well, the ones that I'm going to be doing this to. So I asked you to help me with a scavenger hunt. So
yes.
I need Devin's help, and maybe you guys can send in some ideas on a scavenger hunt. And I want my friends. The whole point of the story I'm doing with the scavenger hunt is that this serial killer toxic clown is after them, and in order to not be quote unquote killed, they're not going to be killed for legal reasons. They have to solve certain puzzles and do certain things and find things around Montreal. And if they mess up or if they get something wrong, then I will quote unquote kill them. And I think at the end there's going to be some sort of prize. I just don't know what yet.
Okay, so what is this quote unquote killing?
Killing is like basically once they lose, I'm going to be like, hey, you need to come to my place. We're going to shoot a quote unquote, or I'll go to their place, a death video. They'll be like chilling at home. You know how like Dracula does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and then send that video out to the friends and be like, well, they failed, so they've been chopped.
Ooh. Okay, so does that happen with the scavenger hunt? Like, you take one away and then the rest will have to keep going?
Yeah.
Fuck!
Yeah.
So is this a one-day thing or multiple days?
No, this is like over the course of a couple months.
Okay, that makes more sense. All right, because I was like, how can you do this in a day? That seems like a lot.
Yeah, no, not in a day. Like over the course of a couple months, and like they would all have to work as a team, and I would send them clues out on the weekends, and I'm already setting up like a Discord for it so they can all keep in track of what is going on.
That's fucking cool.
Isn't that cool? Right? Okay, so
Yeah.
I came up with that the other day, and I was like, Devin has to help me with this because I need some brainstorming in this bitch.
That sounds like fun. I like that.
Anyways, that's what I was going to tell you about the other night.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. It's very cool. Very cool. And if you're one of the friends that actually listens to this, well, now you know. But you don't know exactly what it is that we're going to be doing yet. So.
Yeah. They don't need to know. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. Yeah, I think that's all the updates I had. Yeah. Well, I guess without further ado, before we hop into this case and I gather around the campfire, I do have a huge disclaimer. I want all of our listeners to really take into consideration.
Oh, this is going to be a heavy one then.
Yeah, it's going to be really heavy. So I'm going to be talking about minors who have been the victim of sexual assault and murder. If this is something that scares you or triggers you, now is a time to leave and come back on a lighter episode. Devin and myself always come from a place of compassion and love for the victims and their families. And with missing persons cases, we hope that maybe one of our listeners can help find these missing people or have seen this missing person or may have knowledge. So again, now is the time to listen to a lighter episode if you don't want to go forward and listen. But if you are going to listen, please get mentally ready because this case is really scary.
Whew.
It's a
Shit,
lot.
I'm trying to get myself mentally ready now. Damn.
Yeah. So
Okay.
with that being said, we're not gathered around the campfire right now. We're going to the fridge in our tank
Yeah, we're going
tops.
back to the cafeteria.
Exactly.
Back to the cafeteria.
The giant walk-in freezer. Wait, who's it? Don't we have a camp cafeteria, Mom? Do we have one? Isn't it JQ?
Is it JQ?
Is it JQ or is it Jacob? It's one of those two. One of them is making us food.
I don't remember. I don't fucking remember.
No, I think it's the camp medic.
Jake.
I think JQ's the medic, right?
Yeah, well, Jake was just a counselor, I thought.
Yeah.
We don't have a cafeteria person.
I don't think we have a cafeteria lady or guy. We'll figure that one out later. Anyways,
yeah, we'll find one.
The ghost of the cafeteria lady is leading us into the walk-in freezer campers. So let's gather up in it.
Yeah, let's, like I mentioned before, don't fucking touch me. Don't touch each other. It's too fucking hot for this shit. We're going here. Hey, you have an auto pop. You have an auto pop. Here's another auto pop. There we go. We settled. All right, cool. And if you don't know what a fucking auto pop is, it's like a little popsicle that's sold in the U.S. and it comes a little plastic thing and you rip it open and you cut your mouths on each side, but it's delicious.
It is delicious. Have you seen that hack though, where they take how you're supposed to eat the popsicles? You know how you bite off the end and you eat it? Apparently,
and you cut your mouth.
No, apparently you snap it in the middle.
Oh, the big thicky ones?
No, just like a regular art pop when it's
Regular
frozen.
art pop?
Yeah, you're supposed to snap it in the middle. I watched a TikTok on it. Thank you, TikTok. You teach me everything.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try that next time.
Yeah, no, we'll do a little test.
Yeah. I need a hint, by the way, for a tip.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, not again.
Well, I'm gonna go for it. Ground beef.
I don't like this.
There you go. I mean, you come up with a lot of tips on ground beef.
I mean, we're in the caf, we're gonna cook, all right? So, when you make lunch person is not here today, sorry. When you gotta cook your food, make sure you cook your ground beef at the right temperature. I believe it's supposed to be at let's say 165.
Oh God! Don't kill them.
I was gonna say this might be chicken. It's okay. It's ground beef. Just cook it until it's really, really brown. Really brown.
I mean, that's the safest bet.
Yeah. Just not super dry, but until it's browned.
And make sure you season your food, people.
And goddamn season it. So you don't get food poisonings. There you go.
Yeah, perfect. That's a great tip. I love it. Good one. Oh, y'all, you are not ready for this. All right, so this...
You said fucking ground beef. Like,
I know,
what
I
do
did.
I expect at this
I
point?
know. So this
man.
case I have titled The Disappearance of Zachary Ramsay.
You.
Me. My last name was Ramsay. So I just want to cite some sources real quick. Allthatinteresting.com, Murderpedia, and charlieproject.org.
.org. Shit.
Yeah. So Zachary Ramsay was born December 18th of 1985. And at the time of his disappearance, he was only 10 years old. He, at the time of his disappearance, was also 4 feet and weighed about 100 pounds. So
he's a little
little kid.
guy.
Yeah. So he is described by his mother as a creative. He loved to draw and he loved to paint. And he was reserved, but he was a very friendly child. He was, like most kids, also afraid of like the dark and like the closet. Just like a 10-year-old would, have those same fears.
Yeah, me.
Same, me, still. Zachary Ramsay was a biracial child. He was African and Caucasian. He had brown eyes, a scar between one of his eyebrows and one of his arms. He also had dimples and he wore glasses. And his nickname growing up was Zach.
Huh.
Now, do you see anything? Do you hear anything kind of resembling that on me?
Everything. Everything.
I have the little slit. It's not a scar. I also have a scar on my arm right here. I don't have brown eyes. I have green eyes, and I do love art. And I was not born in 1985, but it's a little close to your boy, the Zach.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So when I was doing this
almost everything.
Yeah. So when I was doing this case, I was like, "Am I Zachary Ramsay? I'm not."
Oh my god.
So Zach left from his apartment that he shared with his mother in the 400 block of North 4th Street in Great Falls, Montana, at approximately 7:30 a.m. on February 6th of 1996. He was walking to Witter School at the time. Right, so he's on his way to school.
Okay.
Witnesses saw him walk down the alley near the 400 block of 5th Street shortly thereafter, or North 5th Street shortly thereafter. He never arrived at school. He never made it.
Oh.
So it is important to note that Zach has run away runs a month prior to him actually disappearing on February 6th, 1996. He did try to run away, but then he called his mom within like an hour and was like, "Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared." Which I've done that as a kid. I'm like, "I'm leaving," and then like 20 minutes later, "I'm back. Life is so difficult." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit." So he lived with his mother and 2 siblings at the time of his disappearance. His father was in the Air Force and was stationed in Colorado at the time. So his father wasn't home.
Okay. Got it.
A neighbor reported that they had seen a man in the area where Zach had gone missing. That man was Nathaniel Bar Jonah. Another witness told authorities that he saw Zach crossing North 6th Street at approximately 7:45 a.m. The witness stated that Zach appeared to be crying and was being followed by a man who apparently was upset. Investigators believe that that man was Nathaniel Bar Jonah and that he may have abducted Zach. School officials contacted Zach's mother when he failed to report to classes during the day. His mother then filed a missing person report later that afternoon. Zach to this day has never been heard from again. So,
oh my god.
Yeah, I would be a wreck. So who is Nathaniel Bar Jonah? Who is this man? Witnesses keep saying they saw him around the time of Zach's disappearance and even following Zach while he was crying, and they were both visibly upset. So Nathaniel Bar Jonah was born David Paul Brown in Worcestershire, Massachusetts in 1957. So he ended up changing his name.
I'm like, what the fuck? Why such a big name change? That's a red flag.
There were early signs that, of course, he wasn't a normal child. In 1964, Bar Jonah received a Ouija board for his 7th birthday.
Okay.
Who gives a child that? Their 7th birthday.
Well, mind you, I think also back then, these Ouija boards weren't more known as just like
a party trick.
playboards. Like, oh, it's not real. Like, oh, it's just fun. Yeah, party trick, whatever.
Yeah.
They're not seeing so much nowadays of like, don't fucking touch that shit. Because I mean,
a demon.
fucking Hasbro is the one that produces them.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Hasbro.
But anyways, I just wanted to make a
possess
point.
the world. So he would receive a Ouija board for his 7th birthday. Using the promise of trying the board out, he lured a 5-year-old neighbor into his basement. Mind you, he's 7. He's like, hey, 5-year-old, come see this board.
Yeah.
There, he tried to strangle her.
Okay.
Luckily, the girl screams alerted Bar Jonah's mother, who ran downstairs and forced him to let her go.
My God, what the fuck?
Was it the board or was it him?
It was fucking him.
It was him. His mother likely assumed that the boy didn't know what he was doing and nothing came of the incident. But in 1970, Bar Jonah decided to try again.
Same kid or just someone else?
Someone else. So this is the last incident happened in 1964 and this is 1970.
Yeah.
So promising another neighbor, a 6-year-old boy, that they could go sledding. Bar Jonah lured the child into a secluded area and then he sexually assaulted him.
Oh my fucking God, he's like 13 at this point.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now this pattern for Nathaniel Bar Jonah, this would soon become a constant pattern for him. But as he grew older, he developed a more sophisticated technique to gain access to victims, which makes sense. He's getting older. He's getting smarter. As gross as it sounds. So in 1975, Nathaniel Bar Jonah approached an 8-year-old boy on his way to school, claiming to be a police officer. Nathaniel Bar Jonah lured the boy into his car where he began to sexually assault and strangle him. Luckily for the boy, a neighbor looking out their window saw the boy being abducted and called the police. Nathaniel Bar Jonah was arrested and was only sentenced to a year probation.
Shut the fuck up.
1 year probation. No prison time, just probation.
What the fuck?
Yeah. This is in the 70s.
Seriously wrong with that.
But as we know, laws in the 70s were ridiculously stupid. I mean, look at the one whose the girl who got her arms chopped off, and then her captor, her assailant, only got like 5 years? It was like nothing. Something stupid, something short. So we all know in the 70s the law sucked. So so the light sentence emboldened Nathaniel Bar Jonah, and 3 years later he abducted another 2 boys from a movie theater after claiming to be a police officer and telling them that they were under arrest. He then handcuffed the boys before taking them to another secluded area and then molesting them. Again, he's like, I got a slap on the wrist. I'm not going to get in trouble. I can't get that bad of in trouble for it, so I can do it again. Because again, it's just going to be another slap on the wrist. So if I get caught, I get caught.
And it's fucking easy because unfortunately it's easy because they're fucking kids.
They're kids. And he's an adult.
Posing as a police officer, someone that they're known to be like, that's
respect.
a safe person to be with. I think that's more fucked up. Like, it's not just this random man doing it. He's posing as a police officer.
Yeah, he's taking away their safety net. Yeah, he's breaking that safety net for them. He's breaking that trust. And now they're probably never going to trust another police officer ever again after that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, trying to silence these potential witnesses, Nathaniel Bar Jonah began strangling one of the children. When he was convinced that the boy was dead, he put the other victim in his trunk and drove away.
Ooh, convinced that he was dead. So he fucked up somehow.
Yeah, so luckily the boy had actually survived the attack and ran to get help.
Right. Oh my God.
So Nathaniel was soon found by the police, and with the other victim still in his trunk. This time, Nathaniel was charged with attempted murder and sentenced to 18 to 20 years in prison.
Thank God.
Right? Thank the Lord Jesus. So while in prison, Nathaniel began meeting with a psychiatrist after hearing him describe his fantasies, which revolved around murdering, dissecting, and eventually eating children, the psychiatrist recommended that he be moved to a mental hospital. Let me read that again. After hearing him describe his fantasies which revolved around murdering, dissecting, and eventually eating children, the psychiatrist recommended that he be moved to a mental hospital. Let that one sink in.
He's fucking disturbed. But his sentence was supposed to be 10 to 20, right?
18 to 20.
Is that what you said? 18 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
The abduction about Zach happened in 96, so clearly he did not serve his full fucking sentence.
Of course not. Because he's loony, so they're going to put him in a psychiatric ward.
Oh, give me a fucking break. Okay.
So, and that's what a lot of people did back that time when they committed murder. Like, oh, if they just say I'm crazy, I can be put in a psych ward and then be let out early because I'm not a danger to society anymore because I've been quote unquote cured, when they really haven't. They're just lying.
Yeah.
So, but in 1991, a judge concurred with psychiatric evaluations that had somehow found him to be not a dangerous threat. Wow, what did I just say? Inexplicably, the judge agreed to release Nathaniel on probation if he moved to Montana to live with his mother, though it was recommended that he still seek psychiatric help.
Recommended.
Yeah, so there's a quote, and it says, "I've seen God take a hopeless situation, like when all avenues were closed to it seemed, and I'd never, ever be released." Nathaniel wrote in a rambling that he wrote to the Great Falls Tribune, and he's quoted saying, "Yet God told me I would, and I believed him, even though the evidence of my release was not there. Then totally out of left field, I got two Christian psychiatrists who believed in me. That was a miracle in itself, to find two Christians in that profession in Massachusetts. The state had a lot of evidence on their side, yet the judge sided with me."
Oh
so
God! He's fucking psycho.
Yeah. So one, he's using religion as a scapegoat to getting out of this, right? And he's gonna appease to these Christian psychologists so that he can get out. I mean, like, fucking people, man, are whack. So
playing the system.
Yeah, playing the system. It happens. I'm not saying religion is bad or anything, you guys, but he's clearly using it to get the other upper hand on this.
It's such a common thing too, as well. Claim insanity or claim
religious provocation,
religion.
Or like, I'm not a murderer anymore, I found God.
Yeah.
And then they get released, and then boom, they do the same thing all over again. It's a broken record at this point. So just days, Devin, after being released, Nathaniel spotted a 7-year-old boy sitting in a parked car. He forced his way into the car and tried to smother the boy by sitting on top of him. Luckily, Nathaniel was stopped by the boy's mother and was quickly arrested.
He tried sitting on him.
On a child. To smother him.
I can't.
Oh yeah, he's cured. Oh, he's fine. He's not a danger to society.
Oh
for damn
God.
sure. So somehow, after the arrest, no one from Massachusetts court followed up with the probation officers in Montana, to which Nathaniel had quickly fled. So his probation officer. So no one followed up with his probation officer. So this never happened. So because it never happened, he just left. He says, "Well, fuck it. I'm just gonna run away."
Yeah, he slipped through the system.
Yeah, he slipped through the system. So this allowed Nathaniel to merge and hide into the local community. And by now, he had changed his name from David Brown to Nathaniel Benjamin Levi Bar Jonah, claiming that he wanted to know what it felt like to live with the persecution that Jewish people experienced by giving him a Jewish-like name.
He's a sociopath.
He's
something
stupid. He's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
Some people. So in 1996, 10-year-old Zachary Ramsay disappeared on his way to school. His parents filed a missing persons report, but the local police department wasn't used to this sort of crime, or like missing child. Like, it just wasn't common. So with the very few leads, the case went cold because they weren't used to this kind of situation. It's a small town. This never happens. It's like, remember like a small town murder and they don't know what to do, so they have to call in the FBI for help because they don't know what they're doing. They've never experienced anything like that before. So meanwhile, Nathaniel Barjona was living in a nearby apartment complex where he'd secretly been luring young boys from the area inside his apartment before sexually assaulting them. He had even installed a pulley from the ceiling where he had hung at least one of them by the neck to sexually assault them. His crimes of these children would go unnoticed for many, many years. One woman grew suspicious after her child suddenly became withdrawn and angry after spending some time with Nathaniel. But no one thought that someone in the Great Falls area could be molesting children. And no one would suspect Barjona to be a molester or murderer. He just really liked to hang out with their kids. And for some odd reason, every time he came around, they were so upset. The signs, people, the signs.
Literally, every red flag is fucking there. Literally.
But then I can't understand the parent being like, well, nothing like this has ever happened in our area for as long as we live. And maybe, I mean, like, I guess in my mind, like, who would do that? But, like, you can't be that naive. Like, people are whack. And you're not going to trust.
Yeah.
How could I trust a grown man with my child?
Yeah. Exactly. It's
and just like many sexual assault cases, usually the person who is doing the assault, especially when they're older, larger, bigger, more aggressive, will dominate that individual, and that individual won't say anything because they're terrified. So a lot of these kids didn't say anything. But other neighbors would then begin to notice that the food Nathaniel made for them was full of strange meat that they just couldn't identify. When asked, Nathaniel claimed that it had come from a deer he shot, though no one knew Nathaniel had ever gone hunting before.
There it is. He said he wanted to fucking eat them. They're eating them.
So in 1999, he was arrested outside of a local elementary school for carrying a fake gun and dressed as what?
Stop.
A police officer. Yeah. At first, the charge was simply impersonating a police officer, but when the police searched Nathaniel's home, they made a very shocking discovery.
Oh no, what?
So inside Nathaniel's home, investigators discovered thousands of photos of children cut from magazines and bizarre journal written in code. Even more importantly for the investigation, they also found a piece of a human bone. Yeah, so the journal was sent to the FBI because, again, small town, this is out of their control. They have never experienced anything like this before. So they sent the journal to the FBI to be decoded while the police began looking into the possibility that Nathaniel had possibly murdered Zachary Ramsay. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, other neighbors now came forward with allegations that Nathaniel had been molesting their children, and Nathaniel was quickly charged with kidnapping and sexual assault, because I think now the parents are realizing, okay, he's a wackadoo. Hey, kid, has he ever touched you, my child? And this child finally has brave enough to speak out, because at least the child knows he's behind bars at this point. So, so now he has been arrested and quickly charged with kidnapping and sexual assault because of what he did outside the elementary school. But by the time the trial began, the FBI had decoded Barjona's journal. Right.
Okay.
Inside this journal, he described his obsession with tormenting and murdering children. There was also a list of 22 names. 8 of them were known to be Nathaniel Barr's earlier victims, and many of the rest were local children, and the others were never identified. That's 22
a lot.
kids. That is a lot.
That's a fucking lot.
His diary detailed his plans to cook and eat children, quoted, "barbecued kid, sex a la carte, my little kid dessert, little boy stew, little boy pot pies, and a lunch is served on the patio with roasted child. Lunch is served on the patio with roasted child and a side of macaroni. And barbecue BC young guy.
What?
Yeah. Police would then also find a meat grinder with hair inside, along with numerous displayed newspaper clippings of Zachary's disappearance. These were all entries in his very grotesque and sick diary.
How fucking sick. What a sicko.
Yeah. No, he's absolutely disgusting.
Oh my god.
So, taken with the meat grinder that police found in Nathaniel's home, his diary entries raised some eyebrows. If the bones and everything else weren't enough, and the clippings and the pictures.
Right.
It's just more evidence for them. This is not going to be good for him at the end of the day. So police also found that there were large pieces of plywood that were smeared with a wide, undeniable stain, despite being repeatedly scrubbed with bleach.
So blood.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Lab tests indicated the board was struck several times with a sharp instrument. There were also the names of thousands of children that they also had found in his home. Thousands. Not just the 22. Fuck? They found another book with thousands of kids' names. Neighbors thinking of the strange meals Nathaniel had fed them. His neighbors began to wonder if Nathaniel had murdered Zachary Ramsay and fed them his body. Nathaniel...
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, probably. Probably. Considering he had a bunch of missing posters of Zachary and news clippings about him being missing. And he was the last seen with him. So, Nathaniel would deny that he ever killed Zach Ramsay. He would deny, I didn't kill him. And there was not enough evidence, technically, to prove these allegations of cannibalism. But there was enough circumstantial evidence to make everybody wonder. Because circumstantial evidence, as we know, it's not very good in court. It's a theory.
Yeah, no. Yeah, because you need
the hardcore evidence. That's the only way.
You need concrete, everything that can be proven.
Mm-hmm. So someone's quoted saying, "There are lists of children that you can just turn page after page after page after page," said Brian Light, the lead prosecutor on the case, who also found 3,500 pictures of kids that Nathaniel had. He's also quoted saying he had notebooks where there's pictures of children cut out of annual school books, like yearbooks, and newspapers with their names underneath, like collecting baseball cards, Mr. Light said.
It's like a complete fucking obsession. Like, it's not even just about eating them and stuff. It's just like, it's everything. Yeah. Everything. He's just obsessed with kids.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
So that said, there wasn't enough evidence to substantiate the claim that Bar Jonah had murdered Ramsay in the first place. And after the boy's mother claimed that she didn't think he did it, the charges were dropped.
I mean, I can't really blame her that much.
So, but it's suspected that Nathaniel did. It's heavily suspected that he did.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, and how he did it, was how they think that he did it, was that he used a stun gun to abduct Zach, rape and murder him, and then later consumed the body and cooked the rest of the body and gave it to the neighbors.
Okay. Can I go fucked up for a minute?
Yeah.
I can't even wrap my head around it. Like, I don't even want to fucking say it, actually. It's, like, really bad. He was okay with, I'll just say it, sexually assaulting a child. Like, literally did sexual acts on a child and felt okay eating them after. That is fucked.
No, he's fucked. He's so
like,
fucked. He's psycho.
Disgusting. Two disgusting things put together makes ultimate disgusting. Like, I can't even wrap my head around that. That's horrible.
And then to think, as a neighbor, those meals he made you possibly ate, well, more than likely ate, this missing child who was raped and murdered and then put in a meat grinder. And then you ate him.
Like, his DNA probably mixed with that kid, like, and then they ate it, and he ate it. That's fucking twisted as all hell.
It's fucking disgusting. Who told you it was a heavy one?
It just makes me fucking angry. It really fucking
Oh
does.
yeah, no, trust me. I wish I could fucking. If I was there, I'd put a bullet in his head. So, instead, Nathaniel Barjona was sentenced to 130 years in prison for the molestation charges. That's it.
Okay, I mean,
I mean,
I'll take that.
I'll take that. So others in town wanted to make their own form of justice, like me. I would be that guy. One resident told the press that if Nathaniel was ever released, he's quoted saying, his life wouldn't be worth a plug nickel around here.
Damn.
Girl, if he was on the streets, it'd be like, oops, my gun went off. Shot him 36 times.
Self-defense.
Self-defense. I'm sorry, y'all. Oops. My finger was just stuck on the trigger.
Oh my god.
Fucking
Fuck.
sick fuck. Fucking sick fuck. So, ugh. Nathaniel is also a possible suspect in the 1973 disappearance of Janice Pocket from Connecticut. Nathaniel was a teenager at the time Pocket disappeared, but apparently had a criminal background at an early age. Yeah, I think we all know that. He was molesting kids.
Yeah.
He also resided near Janice's last known location at the time she disappeared. Same thing with Zach Ramsay. He was living close to where he disappeared as well.
Yeah.
Authorities have also investigated the possibility that Nathaniel was connected to the 1997 Wyoming disappearance of Amanda Gallion. Amanda is classified as a runaway, but her social security number has not been used since her disappearance.
Oh, wow.
A handwritten list of names entitled Lake Webster was discovered in Nathaniel's possession in December of 2001. Some reports state that Andrew Amato was among the children featured in this list, but this is inaccurate. Andrew disappeared from Webster, Massachusetts in 1978, but it has not been tied to Nathaniel, but his name was in it. DNA testing conducted in 2001 on the bone located in Nathaniel's Montana garage proved that it was not part of Zachary's, Janice's, or Amanda's remains. Andrew's DNA was not compared to the bone. Nathaniel was not charged in connection with any of the other disappearances. So, whose bone is this?
Yeah.
This human bone he just happens to have. It's somebody's.
Yeah.
So all charges related to Zachary's case, right, in terms of Nathaniel Barjona murdering him or molesting him, were dismissed against Nathaniel Barjona in October of 2002 as a result of lack of evidence. Zachary's mother stated that she believed her son was still alive. She said that she viewed a videotape of her son frolicking in a playground in 2007 as to remind herself of him. Oh, no. JK. That's not what I meant to say. She said that she had viewed a videotape of her son frolicking in a playground in 2000 when he originally went missing in 1998, 96. So she said she saw a video of him alive and well in 2000 in the background of a video.
That's so slim.
That's so
slim. I honestly don't think he is.
I don't think he is either. As sad as that is to say, I don't.
Exactly.
Think that he's
because
I think he killed him.
I think he killed him, and
Nathaniel was the last person with him.
Fucking ate him. I'm like, more than that. That has to be it. Like, it has to be.
So the authorities saw this tape, right, that Zachary Ramsay's mother was saying was him. They reviewed the tape and they verified that this tape was filmed in Italy, where the child's father was stationed with the United States military at the time. His dental records and fingerprints did not match Zachary's, this boy that they ended up finding. His mother insists that her psychic and others believe her son is alive, and she hopes his case will be reopened by law enforcement. I can love the fact that she's holding on to hope. I mean, no one would want to think that this man molested, raped, murdered, and then ate my son. I would rather believe that he's still alive.
Which I totally understand. You know, it's that's his mom. Of course, she's gonna keep hope alive. But fuck, man. Ooh.
So investigators would now close Zachary's file after allegedly connecting Nathaniel Bar-Jonas to his disappearance. They're like, it's closed. There's lack of evidence. In January of 2011, over the objections of his mother, Zachary's biological father had him declared legally dead. He can, I don't know why I put this in there, but he can now collect Zachary's $20,000 life insurance policy, which some people speculated. Did the dad do it? But the dad wasn't there.
Oh, well, no, but like, almost like just a. Oof, that just looks dirty as it is, you know. Like, oh, you know what? It's been long enough. I mean, I think we could say it, and we could just take the money now. Yeah.
Or we really need the money. We can just legally declare him dead. And you need to get over it. I mean, I don't know that situation.
Yeah. I was gonna say we don't know.
We don't know the situation.
We don't
know. But that was a note that I found in the research. But no one would ever get the chance to, luckily, kill Nathaniel Bar-Jonas. He was found dead in his cell in 2008. He was morbidly obese, and he died from cardiovascular disease. He died in April of 2008 at age 51.
Oh, that motherfucker had a heart attack.
Oh yeah. So to this day,
that's fine. That's a painful way to go. I'll take it.
Oh yeah, I'll take it too. I mean, I would also like to shoot the bitch, but yeah, I'll take that too. So to this day, no one is sure how many people Nathaniel Bar-Jonas had killed, or even molested or raped. He is as a possible suspect in several murders in Massachusetts, Wyoming, and Montana, but none have ever been have been solved and linked to him. And to this day, Zachary Ramsay's case remains unsolved. If you would like to access cold case files in hopes that you can uncover the truth behind some of these missing persons cases, like Zachary's, or maybe you might have seen any of the people I've talked about listed, you can go to www.charlieproject.org. The Charlie Project profiles over 14,000 cold cases, missing people mainly from the United States. It does not actively investigate cases, but it is merely a publicity vehicle for missing people who are often neglected by the press and forgotten all too soon. So, so with that being said, I would like for us and us campers to give a moment of silence for the children who are missing or have fallen victim to Nathaniel Bar-Jonas. All right. I'm trying not to cry. Every time I talk about like a child case, I get fucked. Anyways, campers, that was the case of the disappearance of Zachary Ramsay. It's a heavy true crime case. I thought we would break up the Cursed Object series for a little bit to give you a true crime one, because I know we have some true crime junkies that love to listen to true crime in our podcast. I never said it was going to be an easy one. Definitely hard to listen to. But I guess a takeaway from this is that if your child is visibly upset around someone that you know, you should look into it.
Hell yeah, have those conversations. Mm-hmm. Have those conversations with your kids. You know, you want to make sure they're staying safe and keeping them as safe as you can. Mm-hmm. You know, it might be difficult for them to open up about these types of situations, but they at least let them know that you are a safe space to talk with, safe person to talk to.
Mm-hmm. And usually, as scary as this sounds, a lot of kids who end up getting molested or sexually assaulted are people that they know very well. Mm-hmm. Family and friends. And that's you should never think that, but it's very true in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to do a joke on this one. I don't think I really can.
Nah, I would say no.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I don't even think there's anything I can say that's remotely funny. But thank you, campers, for listening. And you can follow us on Instagram at
CampInsomnia_podcast.
You can find our what in our bio?
Our link tree, which has our links to everywhere you can listen to us, so we can all stay connected together.
Exactly. We also have a Discord, you guys, and we need more campers in our Discord so you can keep up with us and chat with us via live. So join our Discord, and that's also in the link tree as well. But thank you, campers, for listening, and good luck trying to sleep tonight. Literally.
Yeah, I'm just going to end it the same way. Good luck trying to sleep tonight.
All right, campers, good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.